Over the last few sessions, we've been thinking around the importance of knowing who it is that we follow and understanding that when we read the Bible, names are really important because they speak not only of the identity of the person, but also reveal their character. And as we unpack the names of God, what we're actually doing is starting to understand the nature of the person who we're trying to follow. In our English Bibles, when they use the name Yahweh or Jehovah to refer to God, they do it in a way that uses capital letters. So when you're reading in the English and you read Lord in capital letters, it's referring to Jehovah or I am. And there are over 6,000 occurrences of that in the Bible. So it's clearly a very personal name for God. And what does it mean? What does Jehovah or Yahweh mean? Have you ever wondered why God calls himself I am? I am is a tense that means I was, I am, I aming, I'm ongoing. In other words, it sort of points to being past, present and future. In other words, it begins to unpack the idea that God is the eternal God. And if God is what has been, is now and will be, it points towards his trustworthiness, it points towards his faithfulness, it points towards his unchanging character, his unchanging nature. It points towards him being the promise keeper, the one that we can trust and we can rely on. And so what's in a name? Well, in the name Jehovah, we begin to get an incredible picture of who God is. So let's just spend a couple of minutes unpacking this idea of God being identified as I am, or Yahweh, or Jehovah. I'm using those names interchangeably. But they point towards a number of characteristics of God. First of all, Yahweh is the personal name of God. And in understanding that, what it points to is that whenever God's interacting with human beings through the Old Testament, we see this is the name by which he refers to himself. So it points towards this relational heart that he has to want to know us, to want to have a relationship with us. But also, when you then take it a stage further, I am being a tense of sort of ongoing, was, past, present, future, beginning, end, alpha, omega, all that idea. What we start to sense is God is eternal. He's the same yesterday, today and forever. But by being called I am, he's actually saying that he's present with us now. We can know his presence now. And that means that when we struggle, when we find things hard, we can call on him because he wants to be known, he wants to be found. It points towards this unchanging nature, this complete trustworthiness of God. I don't know about you, there's been many times in my life where I've needed to know I could trust God. I remember the time where one of my daughters was seriously ill in hospital and I had to lay her on the operating theatre and walk away, and how heartbreaking that was. Where did I turn at that point? But I turned to God and just cried out and said, God, I need to know you're there. And into that I felt God speak and give me strength. And that helped me grow as a Christian to know that whatever I face in life, I can trust him. Because God is I am, he promises to be with us and his promises are faithful. I don't know where you find yourself today, but are you at a place where you know you need to know God can be trusted?